Everything's backwards. This is so weird. Everything's so backwards. Okay. So today, this is interesting. So Trump threatened Canada today with 100% tariffs because of this stupid China deal. And this China deal's pretty weak right now as it is. But over 40,000 cars. This is what this 100% tariffs is all about. Like, what's next? Un momento, I forgot to grab it here. Oh, no, I'm even. So 100% tariffs on everything going in and out of Canada. So what's going to be next? Like, really, we should be calling on NATO right now. Here, Joe. We should be calling on NATO and do what like Greenland did. Bring in a bunch of NATO countries, sit there, bring a couple platoons from each country, put them at the Canadian border. Let's just stop Trump from invading our country. Let's just stop him from just going and I don't know, kidnapping what's his name, Carney. But you wouldn't have to kidnap him. That's the thing with Carney. You wouldn't have to kidnap that guy. I know he seems like pro Canada and stuff like that. I really don't trust that guy. Not like I would have trusted Polyev very much either, but I don't know who's the lesser evil. But me personally, I think us as Canadians, we should be calling on NATO right now to bring in troops. All NATO leaders, send some of your troops here, Canada, like you did to Greenland. We need to show some type of force here because this is getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And this little grievance, this little hissy fit that Trump is having. But 2-4, this is over like 40,000 electric EV cars. 40,000 cars, which are going to be tariffs still. They're still going to be tariffed. But I think the tariff is only like 10 or 15%. So now we're going to get kicked in the ass because of some stupid fucking car deal. But you do have to take into consideration the farmers in Canada. The farmers in Canada, like this Canada China deal isn't just about fucking electric vehicles either. And it's not just about us making like selling our souls to the devil. It's about getting our grains and stuff out to market. Because obviously the US isn't buying our shit anymore. And then China stopped taking our canola oil due to this EV thing, which the farmers are up rage. Like they got their hands up, like, fuck you, Canada. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're sitting on all this grain we can't get rid of. Only thing you see on the fucking rail lines right now is oil and it's going out to the West Coast. And where do you think that's going to? China? Like, but we seriously, like, Canada, we need to fucking step up here some way. Like, I really hate to say this, but like, if it comes down to it, like, sorry, YouTube, I'm gonna find a new fucking platform. I'm gonna start doing things completely different. It's bad enough going to the grocery store and seeing what's made in the US. But then who wants to eat any shit that comes from the US anyways? It's gross. You see what they do to their meat and stuff? I'm glad I live in the prairies. I get to see where my meat comes from. I get to see where it is. So we sell out to China. I don't know. Hey Rob, what's up? I don't know. It's not that we're selling out to China. Like You have to realize, like, I live in the prairie provinces, like, our our whole province is based on grain, and if we can't be getting this product out, like, we're hurting our farmers, like, more and more every day. It's bad enough that they're getting taxed to fuck when they're trying to sell their farms and acreages. Like, government takes half of everything, they consider that a corporation, or it also depends on how you ran your farm. You try and sell your farm. Who has, like, fucking $100 million to sit there and buy a couple fucking 100 acres anymore? But, yeah, like, I don't know, it just really sucks right now that it's come down to stuff like this. But Canada, we need to start calling our NATO allies and start doing something different. We need to start showing some type of force. 'Cause this little 100% well, this 100% tariff on Canada over 40,000 electric vehicles, I think is by far the stupidest thing to be fighting over right now. Yeah, and I don't know, but like I said, I'm calling out NATO right now to all of our NATO allies. Send some troops over here. I don't know, like, you don't have to do anything. You're gonna have a wicked time here too. We'll feed you, Canadian beer, Canadian wine, Canadian pot. I don't know if some countries, some soldiers, they don't let them smoke pot. But I'm not saying sell our souls to the fucking devil, but then like, oh, fuck, I wiped out yesterday on ice. Was walking to the car. It was literally 4 steps of the car. Landed on 2 cell phones in my pocket. Got this cell phone mark on the side of my hip now. It feels remarkable. And then my arm is even more messed up now. Kind of funny. I landed on the arm I can't feel. And it's weird. I move it a certain way and yeah, I feel it now. I don't know. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do here? Like, our hands are completely like tied. Like, and I'm really not too impressed with what Carney's doing either. And then Rob Ford, yeah, you know what, Rob Ford, I think you're just in it for the sound bites, bud. I really think you're just in it for the sound bites there. Because I don't know, he really takes after his brother. And you got to remember, Rob Ford is his father was a politician. Yeah, go to China. Actually, I could have had a teaching job in China. I was actually invited out there. And the the husband of the woman who invited me there is actually a military general. Lots of payola in his pocket. You should see the money this guy had. And yeah, I would have stayed with them until I got my own place, just being a teacher in China. Yeah, so I think I would have been okay in China if I would have been staying with that general, but friends in low places. Well, I don't know. I always wanted to go to China. I don't know. Not during that Tiananmen Square days, though. You know, can you see the stupid fucking dog? You yeah, fucking dog right there. Ugh. Sits there and fucking claws at the window. Ugh. China. I don't know. I can speak a little bit of Chinese. And to be fair, a lot of my business growing up was dealing with the Chinese. Like, a lot of people would just call me. I'd get a call, or be on my phone who it is, and be like, "Woman, woman, woman, come quickly." So I'd drive over to their place, and I'd be like cable guy, you know, and like, "No, you wrong cable, blah blah blah." You know, it's like, oh yeah, he wanted the small package, not the like Avery fucking room. So why are you upselling this guy because he can't speak English? Like, obviously, there's no one in the other rooms. Why would you be putting a cable box in every room? And now you're gonna charge them for every cable box? Yeah. Oh. So that's what I'd do. I'd go and be a mediator for the Chinese. Also did a bit of dirty work for the Chinese. Um, also sold for the Chinese, which is kind of funny is the bikers and the Chinese are very well connected to each other here in the prairie provinces. But if you look at what's happening in the United States right now, the Chinese government has tons of no, not just Chinese government, Chinese influence, uh, Chinese organized crime. They're all about the marijuana in the United States right now, and they're just starting to clamp down on them. They're blaming the Mexicans for all this weed. It's not the fucking Mexicans. It's fucking Chinese. China, Chyanada. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a and it's just about getting the product out. But another thing, some of these Chinese vehicles, they're going to be putting 40,000 of them out there. Um, who's to say that, they aren't, like obviously they're going to be tracking devices, blah blah blah. But be more than that, like surveillance machines, like sending surveillance vehicles over here and without actually knowing what you're doing, you're actually helping the Chinese by, driving these things around. And the more you drive them around, the more information they're going to get. Oh, fucking like all snacky all of a sudden. Didn't eat any breakfast or any lunch today, so that's probably why I'm snacky. And it's fucking cold here right now. It's like minus 33 right now. No. I don't know. But I don't think this 100% terrace thing is like really something that does Canada deserve that. And then, well, what's kind of funny though? Like the things that were important, like Jack Daniels and Crown Royal and Sourpuss and Twisted Teas, now they're all made here, or they're all, well, are they made here? Or are they just getting bottled here? And just bring in big tankers, mark them as fuel. Like, I don't know. You can't tell me that big corporations don't fucking do shady shit when it comes to hauling liquor. Like I know Crown Royal, uh, they only have what is it? I think you can only do 3 loads a year if you work for Crown Royal hauling, and you don't know what you're hauling. Sometimes you could be hauling nothing, and then they give you a specific route, and every time you take a run, it's a different route, and you got to do all these check-ins. It's actually pretty surprising that Crown Royal heist in Ontario there happened, because that trailer never should have been unsupervised, just sitting there anyways. So it must have been an inside job. Oh yeah, you can thank Just the Dildo for that, turning this country into communism. The trucker rally was like, well, I think communism really started like when the epidemic was really put forward and really pushed really hard. I think that's when not just the country, I think the whole world got a real taste of communism at its best. Like, don't do this, don't do that, complete lockdown, you know. Yeah, not just Canada. I think the whole fucking world got a big taste of the epidemic. Um, but yeah, and then the trucker rally really showed Canada its true colors and what the government's willing to do to suppress change and uh, reject their own agenda. People willing to stand up, and it wasn't just about the truckers. It was like kind of a whole uprising against the oppression, against the epidemic that we were going through. But to tell you the truth, I knew a few people that got pretty fucking sick during the epidemic. I don't. more people so now that it's coming out. People that had, what is it, the Moderna shot? I can't remember. I think it's the one that's not chilled. I think it was the one that wasn't chilled. Old walk, eh? Beer run. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Uh, yeah, really showed our true colors when fucking Trudeau really shut everything down. And it wasn't just about truckers. I think everyone was just getting fed up with the lies. Oh, and people being sick. Like I was sick in 2019 in November, and then I didn't get better until January, but COVID didn't have a name until like February 11th or something like that. February 7th, February 11th. I don't have my book here with me. I always write these notes down and shit. Yeah. But yeah, this tariff thing, it's just bothering me. But what's really bothering me is how Canada's handling it too right now. And then Ryan Wedding, ooh, Ryan Wedding got caught, but they won't say where they caught him in Mexico. And I'm almost thinking, I don't think they caught him. I'm almost thinking he turned himself in. Just because they're really hush hush about anything about capturing. They don't say how he did it. Like I know there was one interview I still haven't seen with, was it Kash Patel? I think he's the director of the FBI. Yeah, he was on the plane walking him down from the aircraft there. Kash Patel. Yeah, that Punjabi looking motherfucker. Punjabi Mexican. I don't know. Half breed something. Oh, I was talking about the COVID shot. Thank you. The repercussions of the COVID shot. I think it was the Moderna one that wasn't heated or that didn't need to be chilled. There's a few people I know that had that shot, and they're just not the same people. Um, it's almost like it slowed them down. Um, like, does anyone know how like Lyme disease works? Like it kind of slows your body down, slows your mind down. It kind of almost did like a Lyme disease kind of thing to people. And some people people started having heart attacks and strokes right away after having the shot too, which was pretty interesting. So there's obviously some type of reaction to that, but it's funny that they kept that pretty quiet. Um, and then yeah, just that I'm pretty sure it was the Moderna one, but I don't know. Like, have you guys ever noticed like people who've had the shot, like after all this COVID now that the shot has been in them for a while, like, do you see anything noticeable about people who've had the shot? Like, I know a lot of people that were forced to take the shot, and then well, and then I know people who were fired from their jobs and then had to be reinstated after COVID had been gone, which is pretty sad. Yeah, I know. It kind of really sucked for people. Like you had to take the shot. Like I even know was the police chief in Brandon. I was doing some work for him, and I was talking to him about the shot, and he's like, I didn't want to fucking take it, but I had to do it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And me as the police chief, I had to show by example, which was even like pissed me off even more. And the worst part is he was retiring the next year. So he's sitting there getting forced this drug on him when he knows he's clearly retiring in like within the next year. But for him to get his full like severance package and everything, and without getting disciplinary, uh, getting without getting disciplined, and losing all that shit, he had to get the shot, and it's kind of fucking sad. And In retrospect, now people after they've had the shot, they're like second guessing themselves now too. Like there's a lot of people who were 100% for the shot, and now that they've had it after a couple of years, now they're like, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. I don't like putting foreign substances in my body normally. Normally. It's not been a long time since I've coke up my nose, so that'd probably be the closest thing to a foreign substance up my body. Unless it's like hemorrhoid cream and I gotta get it 2 knuckles deep. You gotta get it up there in that hemorrhoid. Ugh. But yeah, what a day. What a day. Yeah. Well, wifey's supposed to be back here soon. She went to the city to go get an oil change on the car. Car seemed to start up fine for me today. After yesterday's kerfuffle, I don't know what the fuck's up with these EV cars, but I'm telling you right now, these hybrids, not great in the wintertime, especially in fucking Manitoba and Saskatchewan. If you live in the prairies, rethink getting an EV, like even a hybrid. This hybrid fucking car is fucking junk. You get stuck in the snow, it goes into electric mode when the traction control kicks on. So when the traction control kicks on, the engine shuts off and it goes into electric. So it's completely gutless. And then you can't tell if the tires are spinning. There's no RPM gauge. So in the electric mode, your tires are spinning and you're like, what's that? What's that? You can't fucking hear anything. It just go vroom, vroom, vroom. Like before when you got stuck in the snow. It's like, whoa. It's like, okay, okay, whoa, 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 you're spinning. It's like, yeah, I can hear I'm spinning. I'm spinning, nigga, I'm spinning. Yeah, fucking EVs. I couldn't imagine driving a Tesla. There's a guy in Winnipeg. I got off the plane at the airport. He had a taxi. Wealthy. This EV actually was cheap. It was I think it was an old government car, but it's a 2018 Impala hybrid, and it wasn't actually that expensive, man. Due to the fact that nobody wants an EV in Manitoba or a hybrid. Like, so now people are getting stuck with all these fucking hybrids, all these dealerships. Even go to a dealership. I guarantee if you go drive around a dealership right now, go see how many like hybrid cars they have sitting in their dealerships. I guarantee there's not going to be very many because like even the dealers won't touch them. Like think about the battery. If we had that battery in that fucking car goes, that is a 300-volt battery in the back. There's a big 300-volt battery in the back seat of the car or on the trunk of the car, about yay thick, about yay deep, big fucking battery. Okay, so what happens if that battery fucking goes? How much does that battery cost? It's like, what's it cost for a regular battery right now? About $160. And then you take your core in. What do they give you? 10, $20 for a core. So about $140 for a new battery. Imagine fucking like forklift battery. And the traction sucks because you have that big ass battery in the back now and this little 4-cylinder engine in the front. The traction is it's not well balanced to the fucking front. So the traction in the front just always kind of wants to slide around. It's almost like one of those facelift trucks, you know? Fuck. I don't know. People drive those fucking things, and how is that cool? Why would you even waste your money putting a truck like that? I remember like we do that for fun. Like at my buddy's farm, we put like hockey pucks in the leaf spring, not in the leaf, oh, leaf springs too, but in the we jack up the truck and in the springs we shove hockey pucks. And yeah, and then the truck would sit up a little bit higher. Drive like shit, and then don't be standing nearly there with one of those pucks snaps in half. Yes, I have seen pucks snap in half, and they are deadly. fucking wealthy. Well, fuck, I can't even afford the fucking Camry I have. I gotta do brakes on it. I'm gonna have to do a new battery because I let this one freeze. But to be fair, that battery was only like a year battery, with maybe 2 years out of it. So I knew it was cheap. I only paid like fucking $90 for that battery. No, $80 for that battery. Pretty sweet. And then yeah, that lasted a year. And then they had 2-year warranty on it. And then they just gave me a whole new one. Like, fuck it. But yeah, fucking batteries aren't cheap. There's this guy who had a battery shop in the closest city to here. Found out his wife was cheating on him, and then he got his divorce papers served to him at work. So then he stayed after work, and then he drank battery acid. Yeah, what is that? That's not muriatic acid. That's it's a hydrochloric acid. He drank hydrochloric acid to kill himself. Like, holy fuck, that's some willpower there. So you're gonna unalive yourself that way by drinking acid? Mm. Be like the veterinarians in like the same city. I think 4 vets actually like off themselves, literally euthanize themselves. Same scenario. One guy got served divorce papers and he stayed after work one day and yeah, hooked himself up to an IV and gave him a what did he do? I think he gave him a potassium overdose is how he did himself in. Apparently you just fall asleep, but apparently you can start shaking from that too, because I think they tried doing that in the States for lethal injection, but then people started convulsing and stuff. So, but not everyone convulses, but that's like shooting a squirrel in the head. A squirrel could have no head and it'll still flop around having seizures without a head for it. Or even a chicken. You got to hold those things down after you cut their heads off. Don't just let them run away. It's funny when you cut chickens' heads off, they still blink. It's pretty funny. Ugh, the good old days. Ugh, fuck. And then this job, I don't know. It was this mining job. Keeps fucking. I got an email about this mining job in Ontario, and now it just keeps showing up. Shows up on my phone, shows up on the laptop. Just after opening that fucking email. Now it's just everywhere. But I could work all winter and then take the whole fucking summer. And then living accommodations there. Yeah, food. They have cooks, chefs, everything. Yeah, kind of thinking. But another issue is it a dry camp? Like I know some guys bring booze and stuff, and they're like subtle about it. Like you don't sit there and get all fucking smashed every night. You have a couple drinks and you go to fucking bed. Same with the fucking weed. Don't smoke weed at work. Man. You know, you done work for the day. Well, you need to relax. I'm gonna smoke a joint. I'll go to bed. But is it a dry camp? And another thing is they don't say where these camps are, and they don't say what you're mining. So I don't know. That's kind of sketchy. Sitting there got me working in an asbestos mine or something. But fuck, imagine you make like 120 grand a year and you only work 6 months. And I mean take home after taxes. Like fuck. That'd be pretty cool. But that's high hopes. I had one buddy, he was up in yeah, just changing tires. Yeah. I had a friend that did that in northern Alberta. That's all they did. Yeah, for a couple of months, just change tires. Had a buddy, he went up to Northwest Territories and I think it was a diamond mine and it was a dry camp. He brought a couple bottles of booze and him and this one guy, they just got fucking shit face. And they decided to take the work truck out into the tundra and they're all drunk. They get fucking stuck in a crevasse and they radio back, blah, blah, blah. They send a fucking helicopter. They come and pick up the truck, leave them sitting there, leave them sitting there. And after they picked up the truck, the helicopter came back to pick them up. When they got in the helicopter, all their shit was in the helicopter. The helicopter didn't go back to the mining site. It went straight back to mainland. Like they didn't even give them like a chance to go back. They just literally packed up their shit on the plane. You're not even coming back to base. You're going straight back to mainland. It was pretty funny. But he used to get all these fucking cushy jobs. Like that was 180 grand a year he was making. And he gets these fucking good jobs like that and just fucks them up like that. Like, how could you fuck up 180 grand job a year? Like, and then again, he was only working like 6 months out of the year. Like, just totally fucked it away. Fuck. And what's funny is he lied on his fucking resume and he was an in. He was an in just because of some other guy he knew there. Yeah, lied on his resume. Said he was a. I think he said he was a geologist. I don't know. You hand him a rock and you handed it to him, he'd be like, you ask him, "What's this?" He'd be like, "That's a rock." Oh, fuck. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna end this here soon. What am I at for time? Oh, I'm at 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I just wanted to fucking complain about this fucking tariff bullshit and 100% tariffs. Bullshit over some fucking cars. You guys got to remember that, farmers out here are getting fucking whooped here too. Like absolutely getting whooped. So we need to get this grain and our canola out to market somewhere. And China's willing to take it. And over 40K worth of electric vehicles. I think that's going to make the farmers happy. And you know what? It's really not going to affect us. I don't think those Chinese vehicles are going to make it much farther than Alberta. So, but anyways, that's it for now. I might go live later, but we'll see what happens. But now for the off button. Everyone, have a good weekend. If I don't see you later, have a good rest of the weekend. Waka, 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 waka.